सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृदतुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानम् मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजम् कलिमल प्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Welcome to this 18th class, I think, session of our Bhagavad Gita, Direction and God of Life. Now, one Dhyana Sloka, last time it was the last one, today it was not the last one, last but previous one. I was about to explain last, I could not. That is Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pankam Lankayate Girim. That is with God's grace, dumb can speak. Not only speak, means can become a scholar. A person who cannot speak can become a scholar with God's grace. And also means lame person can cross the mountains. That is what with God's grace. So because my life started after the sight class, so that's the example I myself experienced that the power of God's grace. That is invisible power to fight the invisible enemy of prarabdha karma. Now we have started this second module, that is a bit karma yoga, which has been coming from the class of 7th onwards, 7th to 7th and 8th exclusively. Then afterwards the first module of 9 to 13 also. So that's why karma yoga we don't discuss much in this. Then dhyana we have brought last time, and towards the end of 5th chapter dhyana. Then this class we want to end it. Let us see. Planning is like that, but if it extend it, it extend, no problem. Dhyana we can discuss and give more importance, and from which perspective dhyana is discussed in Bhagavad Gita with relation to jnana. So that is the significance of dhyana yoga, 6th chapter, and jnana yoga, jnanam, and results, that is benefits. So in this way, this first sloka, which is 6th chapter, 20th sloka, the 19th sloka, that yadadipo nivadasto, that is also related to meditation, dhyana, but it's already covered. So one or two this points with respect to that sloka also will be taken care of in this class. That is starting with 6th chapter, 20th sloka, yatro uparamate chitta.
I play.
योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यते.
Chapter 6, verse 20. When the mind, mastered by the practice of meditation, abides in Atman, and when, seeing oneself by oneself alone, one rejoices in oneself. That's the translation. Chapter 6, 20 verse.
See, this the practice or sadhana of these things should be after understanding the previous portion of this chapter also, and also with the preparedness. So preparedness and everything we will not discuss much now. 1 or 2 points will come. But this chapter starts with the significance of mind. My favorite sloka, Uddared Atmanatmanam and Bandhuratmana. That is the 5th and 6th. Afterwards, it tells about the asana. That is not yogasanas, the sitting posture for contemplation, meditation. Meditation and contemplation, there is some discussion is there. We'll see in this class. The sitting posture is covered. Then along with that, significance of food also there. Food plays an important role in handling the mind. So that is also covered there. All covered in the earlier classes. Then the distribution of activities in the routine, daily routine, and also sleep and recreation. Everything is covered. Then meditation is influenced by all these things. So meditation is here, it refers to contemplation. That is having understood the meaning of Atman, Atma and Brahman. Atman with respect to the individual, and Brahman in samashti, in totality. Having after preparation, then after having the Sravanam, the knowledge would have taken place, should have taken place. Then Mananam, doubt clearance, and this is almost like Nididhyasanam, contemplation. That is contemplating on different aspects of Atma. So here yatra uparamade chitta. So this one is the feeling of the self by the self. That mind, the end of mind. End of mind means for example, the end of the ocean. End of the ocean means not the width-wise, depth-wise, the bottommost portion of the ocean. So this is my own understanding. So if you compare ocean and mind, you can see a lot of things in the ocean, beautiful also, at the same time terrific also, good and things, everything will be there. So compare ocean and mind. So using the mind, you have to understand about the thing which sustain the mind. So ocean, the bottom of ocean. See, the bottom of ocean will be there, but I don't know if anybody has reached there. So, but without that sustainer, the water cannot be sustained. So this is cognitive acceptance. So that is what? After controlling the mind, abide in the mind. This is what the sloka says. So feel the Atma using the mind. Feel the Atma means, practically if you want the explanation, claim that you are the sustainer. Claiming, owning up, shifting the identification from body, mind, intellect, my soul to Atma. Claim. So what is to be owned up? That is the thing which sustain the mind from the point of individual, and that is the sustainer of the universe also. That can be understood only cognitively, like the bottom of the ocean. See, the bottom of the ocean has to be a changeless thing. There are a lot of changes will happen in the ocean, but bottom means what? Whether it is earth or still down. That has to be there to hold the ocean. Similarly, here also there is a sustainer of the mind, which is means holding the mind, or actually speaking, there's a difference between the example and here, because in the example of ocean and the bottom of the ocean, both are same reality. But here one more difference is there. The sustainer of the mind, Atma is a order of higher reality. So here we have to own our own higher reality, that is the changeless awareness, and feeling that higher reality using your mind. Actually, objectification is not possible, but owning up the sustainer. That's what here this whole contemplation is description of contemplation. The difference from meditation. So once you are well prepared and having this one decided to contemplate using the nature of Atman, then it is possible to go beyond the mind and accept the sustainer and owning it up. So cognitive acceptance we have seen. Cognitive acceptance is required. Cognitive acceptance of higher reality that sustains your body mind from the point of individual and also the universe. This cognitive acceptance we have discussed in Vedanta Simplified class. There, great grandfather, one example, no proof, but we have to accept cognitively. The presence of myself is the proof for the once upon a time there was a couple, great grandparents. So that is an example, but both of them are of the same order of reality. Means myself as well as great grandparents were all in the world anywhere. So that is same order of reality. But here one more step, cognitive acceptance of your higher reality. So that one we have to we discuss one more example. But this cognitive acceptance in the same reality, I got one more idea that I think I have not shared with anyone. That is, sun is very obvious, S-U-N. And with our advancement in the science, Earth goes around the sun. So, cognitive acceptance, that is the opposite side of the sun, back side of the sun. Definitely 6 months before, the Earth was there. Earth rotates itself on its axis as well as Earth goes around the sun. But from here you cannot reach the backside of the sun. The opposite means what? The backside. I know because with this example, how far it is you can cognitively accept. I don't know, but it is definitely 6 months before, because Earth takes 1 full year, 365 days to go around the sun. So approximately 6 months before you would have been there, the Earth would have been there on the other side of the sun. So now you have to cognitively accept it because of the knowledge. But this is also of the same order of reality. Now, one step ahead. That is, you have to accept your higher self. The nearest example is deep sleep. The deep sleep, definitely you are having a few hours of deep sleep in 24 hours. So now it is night 8:15, 8:30 means early morning, about 15 hours before, or say 18 hours before. Definitely you are in deep sleep. During deep sleep also you don't experience deep sleep. During deep sleep you don't experience deep sleep. You don't experience anything. You don't experience your own identity, individuality, then any notion. Senses are shut, and the world is also not there for you. So you don't know yourself. But it was there for few hours. Now also you cannot experience. Now also you cannot experience. During deep sleep also you were not experiencing, but you are cognitively accepting your own deep sleep. This way you have to accept your higher self. Deep sleep has got a lot of similarity with your higher self. So that we will discuss separately in that is Avastatratraya. But here cognitive acceptance, you are very near to your higher reality is your deep sleep. So that your higher self you have to claim using the mind. When you, after Sravanam and Mananam, doubt clearance, if you do this, claiming your own higher self, that is the non-changing awareness, then that kind of pleasant feeling will come. That is what this contemplation. This is the difference between meditation and contemplation. Meditation is as usual, breath watching meditation, and means blankness and everything. That's the kind of refreshing thing. That one will tone up your mind, will improve your concentration, dhyana. But this contemplation is using your understanding. So that is what is discussed here. It is the first sloka. Then a few slokas are combined. That we will see as the combined sloka is there, means we will discuss about the combined meaning. Yeah, next one, 21.
सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तत् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियम् वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः यम्
Chapter 6, verse 21. And when one recognizes this absolute happiness, which is known by the intellect, which is beyond sense perception, and when, being rooted therein, one never moves away from the truth of oneself. That's the translation.
Here, when it is your higher self, you cannot objectify it. You have to understand about how the knowledge takes place of anything, objects, situation. That is the knowledge analysis. For example, if an object is there, when you see the object, let us take the drishti only, seeing. It is applicable to anything. It is applicable to hearing, it is applicable to taste, any jnanendriya, including thinking. Let us have first initially seeing, sight. When you see a tomato, immediately the tomato vritti happens in your mind. The intellect perceives it. But there is one more thing happening in the mind. That what is tomato? So that is another thing happens in the mind. This is the beauty of the human mind. To some extent, the mind of other living beings also. So here only there's a lot of things happening in the mind. Mind means not only mana, antakarana. See, when you see a tomato, this physics of whatever the science involved, it says the light falls on the item. It is going through your lens, eye lens, crosses the vitreous liquid, then falls on the retina. They say it is falling upside down. Then the optic nerve takes it to the brain. The image of the tomato falls on the retina upside down. These are all my understanding. If, mostly it is correct, but if there is anything like that, that's not important. Important thing is what all the processing takes place. First, there's a physical processing. The tomato's size and everything. Then the shape is, that is light from that one object goes and falls on the retina. So physical processing there. Then chemical processing also takes place from the retina onwards. Then that is converted into physical processing, chemical processing, then electric current impulse. So all these things are there. Then the tomato the image is understood. But in addition to all these things, there is one special thing happens in the living beings antakarana. That is special thing, that is psychological processing. Physical processing, chemical processing, electric current processing, these are all explainable with medical science. But the psychological processing you cannot explain through the science. That is the beauty of human and living, the antakarana, the inner faculty of living being. The psychological processing, how it happens, that nobody is able to explain. Because if you take a photograph or video of tomato, that's all. But at the same time, if you see a tomato, you will have lot of things happening in your mind. That is, how is the tomato, the taste, how can it be used, whether it is good or not good. Then the rate, whether the rate is normal or abnormal. So many things will happen. This is what I call it both judgmental programming and non-judgmental programming. These are the things happening because of there is a higher reality. That higher reality you have to claim. Your own higher reality. That is what Chaitanya. Awareness. Changeless awareness of higher nature, consciousness, Atman, from the point of your mind, in the individual. So that claiming will give you a separate sukha, atyantika sukha, changeless tranquility. That's what discussed here. The beautiful explanation in this sloka, that sukha is, you cannot explain it. That is means during sleep, if you are able to aware of that bliss, also not correct. It's you cannot call it experience. Blissful experience you cannot say, but it's not experience. It is means recognition or accepting that you are the source of happiness. You are the happiness. You lend happiness to the mind. You are the repository of happiness. From the point of happiness, but it is from the point of existence also. And also infinite, all together one. That is what your own higher reality. So if you are that, how much happiness you will have? It is beyond sense perception, beyond mind, and it is absolute happiness. Buddhya grahyam, atindriyam, and atyantika sukha. All these words are explained here. That one is possible only and only through Shastra Pramana. That is not available for sense perception. So Shastra gives one more instrument of knowledge, the sixth one. So that is through that only you can, that is giving validation to the Shastra that it is giving another realm of experience. That is 3-dimension, whatever thing you call in this one, length, width and depth. In addition to that, there is one higher reality. If you give that kind of pramana, that is validity to the pramana of Shastra, then you will be able to accept that your own higher self and claiming it. You are that. And that is the only way that nothing will affect you. See, whatever is happening in the ocean, the bottom of ocean sustains it. There should have been a bottom, beyond the bottom of the ocean, solid. So that one, cognitive acceptance, here also, the sustainer of the mind, sustainer of your antakarana, means that is the sustainer of the world. So that one you have to claim. Then all these benefits you can get. So then next few slokas also, it is explaining the same, the revelation, reveling in your own self, that we will see, and then any points is not discussed, we will discuss.
मन्यतेनाधिकं ततः यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते तं विद्या दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसञ्ज्ञितम् स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा.
Chapter 6, verse 22 and 23. And having gained which, one does not think there is any other better gain than that, established in which, one is not affected even by a great sorrowful event, may one know that dissociation from association with sorrow to be what is called as yoga. That yoga should be pursued with clarity of purpose, with a mind that is not discouraged. That's the translation.
So we were discussing about that processing, different processing, psychological processing. There, from the point of Vedanta, how it explains. That is the knowledge analysis still will continue. It is vritti vyapti and phala vyapti. That is, on seeing a tomato, the tomato thought process is there. That is the tomato vritti, tomato thought. Then in addition to that, the nature of tomato, psychological processing of that tomato vritti. That happens especially in the living beings. In the living being only it can happen. So that is called phala vyapti. So for all the things, through all the five senses, this kind of things happens in your psychological system, antakarana. Two vrittis. One is vritti vyapti, another is phala vyapti. Two vyapti or two vritti, whatever thing. But with respect to Atma, two cannot happen. See, for example, now another example, going to Rishikesh. So the knowledge is there. It will, when you decide to go to Rishikesh, you can find out the booking, not during this period, when everything is normal. But along with that, if you have already gone, you can imagine or you can visualize, you can have the idea how the place will be there. Ganges will be there. On the bank of Ganges, I can relax, or we can take bath, and other lectures will be there. So many activities will be there. This kind of processing is psychological processing. So one is about the Rishikesh, then the experiencing the place, the utilities. So that two things happening in your mind. For example, if a place, if you are not gone, still you will have all the program. Nowadays net is there. So vritti also will happen about the place, and definitely there would have been a pleasant time, or it will be an adventure. So this is psychological processing also will be there. So this thing can happen only in the presence of Atma. That is why video camera or anything, they don't have the psychological processing. So that cannot happen. That's why, that's what I used to say. It's a very, very, very common thing happens in our life. If you example every day, even now, for me, after 67 years old, I respond to the situation to the best of my capacity. First time in my life, every day you also can examine few hours, few moments, definitely few hours facing the situation. For example, now this present teaching is of Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter is first time in my life. And it was happening, so many things happening before this, first time in my life. No instrument, no gadget can do this, unless otherwise it is programmed. They are programmed for certain things, but beyond anything happens, that instrument cannot work, including any spacecraft which is sent to Mars and the Earth. You know what happened to our Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan. So, this is the beauty of human living being. This one we take it for granted. We don't analyze how we respond to a new situation every day. Judgmental response, non-judgmental response. The mixture. This only human being or living being can happen. How it is happening, science is not able to tell. Vedanta says it is because of Atma. So this is another way to analyze and find out. That is another principle. One is material principle, another is non-material principle. And with so many arguments, logical, we can definitely prove that that non-material principle is changeless principle. Because we are seeing the changes around our presence. In the world, we always see the changes. When these changes are there, what is prompting the changes? There should be a changeless principle to prompt the changes. The changeless principle is not changing, but changing is there here. This is the way to understand that the changeless principle is of higher reality. That is what an example here. Here this contemplation, so instead of thought, you have to see the moments before the thought and after the thought. That is what awareness, changeless awareness. For example, yesterday night I was just thinking about an example. If you see a fish tank, fish people keep in the house as an entertainment, or they say it is for avoiding stress also, to watch the movements of fish in the fish tank. So they watch only the fish, different types of fishes, golden fish, colors, big and small, how they move, how they turn. So that is what a thought, fish. For example, mind is the fish tank. The thoughts are fishes. You are always after the thought. What we are telling here, how the fish move, how the fish is alive. Now you are getting, I think. That is because of the water. In the water, fish is moving. Because of the water, fish is alive. Because of water only, you are able to enjoy the glory of fishes. Similarly, because of the consciousness, awareness, Atma, because of that only thoughts are there. So we are asking you to shift your attention from the thought to the sustainer of the thought. Just like in the fish tank, you ignore the water. You replace it, everything is okay. But you enjoy only by watching the movement of fish, not the water. But water is sustaining the fishes. Here also, the awareness, consciousness, Atma, that is the sustainer of the thought. You are bothered about the thoughts. Either you are excited or you are depressed. Why don't you shift your attention from the thought to the sustainer of the thought, Atma? Then own it up. Then nothing affects you. That is the beauty of contemplation. Meditation is what? No thought. What will happen? No thought. During that time, the knower, known and knowledge. That resolves. Tranquility is there. It is a desirable experience, no doubt. During that period, desirable experience, cosmic energy is tapped for energy. But what happens after meditation? You have to come and face the world. Even if meditation is, dhyana is shifted to the next stage of samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, most desirable experience in the transactional, empirical, relative reality. And the Ashtanga Yoga, that is the highest state, S-T-A-T. Okay, you can be there for some time, maybe for a few minutes or a few hours. Then you have to come out of that. Come out of the samadhi. Then it is just like coming out of the AC in summer to the outside. You will be provoked because you will only recollect. You can share your experience of your samadhi state. But what is the use? You have to face the world. And this world will be more painful. What is the use of going to Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Only achievement. Yes, I was there for some time. What we say, convert that to contemplation on the understanding which has happened through Sravanam by Vedanta listening, that you have got a higher state. Remove the blocks. Understanding is like a tank of water is there. Over a tank water is there. But in the tap it is not coming. What is the reason? Airlock or something block. Those blocks have to be removed. So, remove the blocks through Mananam. Then, different nature of Atma is told only and only and only in Shastras. Nothing else tells about the nature of Atma. So, recall those nature of Atma. Own it up as if it is your nature. That's why this teaching is not like other teaching. You examine your own life. Life means mind, experiences, day-to-day life. There it is very obvious, so obvious, so obvious. Pratibodha Vididam Madam. So that is in and through each experience, non-changing awareness is there. That is your nature. What we say, own it up, claim it. So that claiming that nature has got two advantages. One is nothing will affect you. That is what here it is told in this verses. Gurunapi vichalyate. Whatever may be the hardship, tough situation, that cannot touch you. Samvidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sankidam. So here a beautiful description that the dissociation from your previous understanding and association with your real nature. That is what yoga here. That is the beauty of these verses. These are the things which attracted me long back, and I used to means recite in my mind and enjoy that one. That so this few slokas from 20 to 24, 20, actually 23, 24 combination is there. One line of this. So this particular line is coming in the first. What I told you. Samvitya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samkhidam is joining with the next line, which is considered at 24th sloka. So this, so 22, 23, that first line is explaining the contemplation in the form of meditation in the form of contemplation. So you have to know the difference between contemplation and divinity. So vritti vyapti phala vyapti, I told you, that is for Atma it's only one processing. One process, there is no two process, because it is yourself. Nothing else is yourself. That's why two processes are there. First is vritti, then psychological processing. One processing you can take as all together, physical, chemical, electrical, all processing. Another is psychological. Psychological processing can happen only because of the presence of the non-material principle, that is Atma. That owning up will give two benefits. Here my own understanding is that, see, there is either you can say moonlight. Moonlight is not the light of the moon. Is it light on the moon? So analyze it. Here only you will get some higher, profound truth. How the moon is visible? Because of sunlight. Science has proved it. But sunlight is there all around the moon, but it is not manifesting. It is manifesting on the surface of the moon, and it is a reflection happening, and you are seeing the reflected light. So when you see the moon, there are two things. One is the prominent reflected light, and beneath that, beneath is with an apostrophe, beneath that there is sunlight that is all pervading. Same thing here also. But if you cannot reach a moon and everything, you can put a simple mirror in a lighted place. There will be a flash from the mirror. That flash is so prominent. But analyze the flash. Analyze the surface of the mirror. On the surface of the mirror, there's all pervading light is there. That mirror is reflecting the all pervading light to a flashlight. The flashlight is so prominent. Similarly, the mind or life or your sense perception is so prominent, and you get lost. You get lost in these perceptions, forgetting the reason for this reflection. Similar to the flashlight. How the flashlight is happening? Because of the all-pervading light. Similarly, because of the all-pervading Atma only, the awareness is happening in the Andakarana, Sushma Sharira, or mind. That because of the mind, all the five senses are there. Sense perception, then programming, all the things happens. So here what we are saying, you understand this logic. Just beneath the moon, reflected moonlight, there is all pervading light, sunlight. Similarly, beyond or transcend your mind, that awareness, because of that changeless awareness, the specific awareness are happening. So instead of getting lost in the specific awareness, you own up the changeless awareness, which is of higher reality, non-changing nature, your own higher reality. Own it up, climb it up, then this, whatever is happening in the world, either through possessions or obligation or relationships or transaction, cannot touch you. So that is what two stages. One is that owning that Atman, which is the reason for Chidabhasa. See, there are two things are there. See, in Sushma Charira is there, Andhakarna is there. In the Andhakarna, similarly, two things are happening. What is on the moonlight? I told you, beyond the moonlight, beneath the moonlight, there is all pervading light. Similarly, the Sushma Charita, there are two things. One is in the mind, two things. One is the reflected thing, that is called reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness is happening in the mind because of the original consciousness. That is also there. Actually, mind is there. That original consciousness is of higher order of reality. So, with respect to your mind, you own it up. Then what happens? Nothing will affect you. All the things can maximum affect the Chidabhasa, reflection, soul. You are not the soul. I have already crossed the body, I have crossed the mind, I am crossing the soul now. So that don't be after that reflected light. Own the all-pervading one that will permit you not to be affected by anything. This is the first stage. Gurunapi Vichajite means that is what? Nothing will affect you. But one more step is there. That all-pervading consciousness only, the sustainer of 14 lokas. So when you go to that stage, then the whole universe is in you. That is Brahman. So in English, if you want to understand, awareness is there for you. Nobody can deny. So awareness to changeless awareness, that is Atma. That Atma is higher reality. The same Atman from the point of totality is Brahman. That is consciousness. Some nomenclature. Don't give so much importance to nomenclature, because my way of understanding I am sharing with you. If you own up your, not your, sorry, you own up, if you own up Atma, nothing can affect you. But when you understand that Atman is not different from Brahman, that tranquility will happen, that satisfaction will happen, that desirelessness will happen. But what happens here? No, your mind will function either highest positive and productive way, because you have disconnected, you have removed the binding of your inner faculty through the notion of Jiva. Jivatvam, you are gone. This is what is happening in this Vritti Vyapti itself. While Sravanam itself, this thing has to happen. That you are not the soul. Jivatvam going. Jiva is not different from Brahma. That Jiva, Brahma Anapara. Brahma Satyam Jagan Vidya. This changeless world, this changing universe is not affecting a changeless principle. On that changeless principle, from the point of your individuality, it is Atma. But same Atma is Brahman. If you own up your Chidabhasa, you will have problem. Own up the Chit, which is reflecting in your Andhakarna. That is what? Sakshi Chaitanyam, witness consciousness. Witness consciousness is supposed to be there only in living beings. Whereas existence is full universe. Inner thing also is there. But the same witness consciousness is only the real consciousness from the point of totality. That is the higher, all-pervading consciousness. Same witness consciousness is only the all-pervading consciousness. And another thing, that same all-pervading consciousness is only the existence. It is infinite. That is why Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So each thing is manifesting in a different way. Consciousness, it is not attribute, it is nature of the higher reality. Consciousness is manifesting as awareness in the living beings. The consciousness nature of Brahman is happening through the Sushma subtle body, through the mind in living beings, that you can call it or name it as Atma, naming only. But same thing is manifesting as existence, the isness in the universe. Isness and everything we have discussed, we will again discuss it when we take up separately the 13th chapter and everything. And the single, one thing. There is no second thing. So, see, Ananta is Ananta. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. No? Ananta is infinite. In the sleep itself, you are infinite. Because you are there, but you don't have location. When you are there and you don't have location, you are the infinite. Similar to space. Space is there. Space is not having location. In the transactional reality, relative reality, space is infinite. The relative reality, there is no beginning of the space. So it is infinite. Similarly, in the higher reality, when you tell that, when you understand that you are present, but don't have location, so you are the infinite. So that way, Ananta, infinite. We thought about what is eternal and infinite and everything, that we will again discuss. Now, how Ananta is Ananda. When it is infinite, it doesn't have a second thing. That is what, when you don't have a second thing, you don't have the Bhaya. That is why that peace of mind. Didiyatvai Bhayam Bhavati, Uttaramantaram Kurde, Adatasya Bhayam Bhavati. These are all Upanishad words. So all these things can happen only and only if you use the intellect and go beyond the intellect. That's what Kathopanishad we were discussing. My wife was able to locate in the book. Paranchikani Vyadira Swayambhu Vedana Swayambhu Tasmat Param Pashyadi Na Andaratman. All these things, including mind, senses, can only look outward. But only cognitively, after cleaning the mind and intellect, purification, preparation, karma yoga and everything, you have to take a U-turn. You have to take a U-turn inside the mind. And in this Kathopanishad thing is telling that this is only mind and in the intellect can only see the outside world, but there is inside bottom of the ocean, like the sustainer of the mind. That is what meditation, from the point of meditation, if time is there, I can tell about. That is, what is the meditation? Is very famous meditation, no? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I meditation? You can do it with some very profound understanding of Sravana, Manana, Nidhyasana. Similarly to the ocean, bottom of the ocean, sustainer of the mind, you have to go on. What is it?
8 minutes more.
So I can tell, because this is the speciality of this meditation and contemplation, I will tell it, you try to practice it, and then balanced yoga we will cover, I think, in the next class. I think 6th class is required. That 6th class, next class, 6th class and everything. 6th class of this module will be the rest of the slokas, including the benefits which are there in the further slokas, I think 27 onwards up to 32. Then last few slokas, 46 and 47. That's what we planned, but we are stuck up here. But here, how the contemplation meditation I have to tell, who am I meditation, you can do it. After getting all the qualification, at least 50% aggregate. I told you, just you can have your own way of putting the benchmark. That is, all the qualification should be minimum 50%, and the aggregate should be average is 75%. That way, just you can have Vairagya, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhishatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. So all these things. So after having all this one, Adhikaritvam, Jnana, Yogyada, Prapti, then in the Jnana Prapti, Sravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam. Before that, Karma Yoga also. There you are bringing Ishvara, the Lord. So with these blessings and with the blessings of the Rishi Parampara, you will be able to get to know the truth. There, who am I meditation, how you have to do. So you have to sit like this, all these things there in the 6th chapter itself, asana, so that you can follow. And breathing, that's also guidance is there. It is not any yogasanas of so many, this posture, that posture, Makarasana and Chakrasana and Vakrasana, not this. This is actually sitting posture, it is told, and the eyelids slightly closed or something like that, and then eyeballs position and everything is given, that you take your comfortable thing, because for some people it will help you to go to a state, but that should not create headache. comfortable sitting, and when you understood the knowledge, when you are, after understanding, after doing Sravanam, that after accepting that your higher nature is there, that higher nature is unaffected by all the things happening in the body and mind and the soul. Soul is the notion. Then that higher sense is only Atma, that you can own it up to avoid all the problems in the world. Then the same higher nature is non-different from Brahman, which is the sustainer of the universe. When you understand that the total universe is in you, you are the sustainer, and that is what Jivan Mukta. So body mind will be there for part of the neutralization, and we will discuss about the worship and next birth and everything. That will not do now. Now who am I meditation? Here what you have to do, after understanding all these principles, you do the meditation and convert into contemplation. Here what my thing is that, who am I meditation? You can question yourself. If I question myself, who am I? I am Jay Kumar. Then the reply will be there, Jay Kumar. Then you have to analyze the reply. Oh, this Jay Kumar is the name. That also a name with respect to the certificate books. My original name is Nivaran. So that already conflict start. And the nickname. So many names. Original name, then certificate name, nickname. So how I am this name? Then question again, who am I? I am husband, or I am brother. I was a brother, my brother is no more. I was the son of my parents. How many conflicts? How can it be one? I am father of my daughter, I am father-in-law. Already confusion started. One single identity you don't have. So these are all through the body. Either this birth, happening, body relationship only, everything is there. Parents also, parents giving body only. Parents are giving you body only. That all the things you have to know. It's all preliminary. They don't give you a mind, because mind is perpetuating. It is coming in your life after life. These are all basic understanding. I won't believe all these things, nothing will happen to you, no, you will not get any benefit. Proofs are there. Mind is psychic impressions. We already discussed. There are different kinds of babies: laughing baby, sleeping baby, crying babies, vasanas, everything, and some genius also there. Genius we are finding, prodigies. So previous life is there. Mind perpetuate. So mind is your own. It is jiva, life after life, and birth after birth, and yuga after yuga, pralaya after pralaya. That doesn't go. Guess what? Sushma Sharira. Surya Sharira given by your parents. So here that is the term now. Vama itself is not able to complete anything. So this kind of thing, if you, I am a teacher. What? This is what? This is identification. Without you, how can I be a teacher? So if you want telling who am I, then convert it into what am I. What am I is my own way of understanding. Okay, teacher will come, or your profession will come. See, when you go somewhere, who are you? If you somebody asks, you will get an not, you will not be comfortable. Who are you? If anybody asks you, but what are you? They ask. Just understand, analyze it. If they ask you what are you, you are comfortable. You will tell, I am the whatever for your designation, consultant, or I am manager in this company. You are comfortable. But who are you? If anybody asks, you will not be comfortable. Just think over this kind of communication. So, better way of questioning is, what am I? When you change the who am I to what am I, what happens? No gender, no name. Here only the beautiful change will happen to you. That is what Atma is. Not a male, not a female. It is not neither male nor female. That's a different thing. What am I? That is what? A homogeneous substance, homogeneous substratum of higher reality. Homogeneous substratum of higher reality. That is what? Atma. So what am I is better. If you go on telling what am I, what am I, what am I, what am I, you will get some answers. Go on question, whatever question, same thing, what am I, what am I. Finally, what will happen to you? Only question will be there, no answer. Question will be there, no answer. When the question is there, it means awareness is there. Otherwise, how the question is there in your mind? Now, you catch up the awareness and claim that awareness. That's all. That is the end of contemplation. The meditation is converted into contemplation through the knowledge received from Shastra, scriptures. That higher reality no one tells you other than scriptures, through Guru. So, having only after 100% understanding and accepting of scripture that you are the nature of Atma, but I am not getting benefit, means you increase the preparedness, remove the blocks, and do the meditation like this. What am I? Finally, only awareness of what am I. Awareness is happening because of the awareness principle, changeless awareness. You claim, you shift, you pick the identification from the soul and you fix it to the Atma. That is the end of the journey. Then, if you shift this identification, then immediate thing what can happen is nothing will affect you. From the world, it can maximum affect your body, mind, impact. Then, same, and when you understand again Shastra, the Vedic Vedanta, scriptural teaching that Atman is non-different from Brahman, that is the sustainer of the universe, that Purnatvam, the fullness is there, total desirelessness, total fearlessness, no lacking, no missing, total desirelessness happens. That is the end of this journey. So, Prarabdha will be there for the body mind, it will be there, so it will be useful automatically, and the whole life is an entertainment, and your life is useful to you and others. That is the stage of Jivan Mukti. So, death happens either this moment or after 5 years. What is the problem? That I told in the end of Vedanta class, that I not required now. So, I think it's around 9 o'clock. So, we will stop it here and we will cover the rest of the slokas in the next class, extending one more class for this 6th chapter. Sorry, 6th chapter and 2nd module. We'll end the session.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.